Hey, y'all. Welcome back to The Truth Is, the podcast where we unpack the messy middle of being human and talk about the stuff no one really teaches you, like how to lead a team without losing your mind, or how to chase big goals without accidentally self-sabotaging every step of the way. I'm your host, Tash, and what we're talking about today, it might sting a little, but I promise it's necessary that we break this one down. Because the truth is, it's you against you. Not your boss, not your mom, not your coworker, Susan, who somehow has 5 promotions, a husband that cooks, and abs. Not timing, the market, or Mercury in retrograde. Nope. It's you versus you. So if you've been feeling stuck, spiraling, or like life keeps handing you the same tired situation with different packaging, this one's for you. We're going to talk about why we block ourselves, how our brains sometimes work against us, and what to do when you realize the person holding you back might be the one brushing your teeth every morning. Assuming you're brushing your own teeth. I don't know what goes on in y'all's households, but I'm going to assume for this example, you're brushing your own teeth. So buckle up, folks, and let's get into it. All right. First things first, what do I mean when I say it's you against you? I mean the war going on inside you. That internal tug of war between the version of you that wants something big and the version of you that's terrified to go get it. You say you want to apply for that director role, but then you wait for the quote unquote right moment, which somehow never shows up. Or you say you want to launch a side hustle, but then suddenly your energy is better spent reorganizing the fridge by condiment type. That isn't laziness, it's fear. And that fear left unchecked turns into self-sabotage. Now, let me talk psychology for a minute because y'all know it's my favorite. I majored in it in college and I still read up on it any chance I get because I'm fascinated by how our brains operate and the power they have to drive the patterns of our behaviors. Okay, so enter cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a concept by Leon Festinger from the 1950s. It happens when your actions don't align with your beliefs. Like you believe you're capable of more, but your actions say, let me stay small and safe. That tension, that dissonance, it creates mental discomfort. So what do? Well, we either change the belief, oh, maybe I'm not that good anyway, womp, womp, womp. Or we change the action and finally update the resume and hit submit. But the unfortunate reality, y'all, is that too often we adjust the belief downward to avoid discomfort. And where that leads us is to being stuck in places we don't want to be, stuck in positions we don't want to stay. So let's break down how this shows up because self-sabotage isn't always loud or obvious. It's not necessarily quitting your job and moving to Bali with zero plan. Side note, if you have done that, good for you. I hope you're living your best life and the smoothie bowls out there are amazing. But most of the time, self-sabotage is subtle. It looks like procrastination. It looks like you just needing more time to perfect that presentation. Or maybe it looks like imposter syndrome. You assuming that everyone else knows what they're doing and you don't. Or maybe it's chronic indecision, which is you changing your mind every 15 minutes to avoid actually committing. Or maybe it's people pleasing, which is that you spend so much time supporting others that you have nothing left for your own goals. And here's the thing. Self-sabotage usually comes from a place of protection. You're not trying to ruin your own life. You're trying to avoid pain, embarrassment, failure, judgment. Psychologist Gay Hendricks calls this the upper limit problem. It's the idea that we all have a subconscious thermostat for how much success, joy, or love we can tolerate. And when we go past that limit, we unconsciously bring ourselves back down. We literally self-destruct to stay within what feels safe. That's wild, right? Now, let's also talk about another major way we block ourselves. Comparison. This one is personal. Think about it. You're making progress. You're proud of yourself. And then you open LinkedIn and see someone from your college just raised 10 million in VC funding, launched a climate app, and gave a TED Talk all in the same week. And then suddenly your little wins feel microscopic. Your confidence, poof, vaporized. This is what we call social comparison theory. Psychologist Leon Festinger, yep, the same guy as earlier, explained that we evaluate ourselves by comparing ourselves to others, especially in situations where there's no clear benchmark. And in small doses, that's fine. It's healthy competition, it's inspiration. But the problem is our brains weren't built for Instagram. They weren't built for LinkedIn or YouTube Shorts or TikTok. They weren't built to process the curated highlight reels of hundreds of people all at once. What we're seeing is the best 5% of their lives and comparing it to our behind the scenes. It's not a fair fight. And the truth is, comparison often turns your focus outward when the real work is inward. You can't hear your own voice when you're so tuned into everyone else's. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling down the comparison rabbit hole, pause and ask yourself, what does this trigger reveal about what I want for my life? Because comparison isn't evil. It's a flashlight. It points to desire. So use it. Don't drown in it. Now, I just sat here and talked about all the ways that we're our own worst enemy. So, of course, I need to provide some solutions because we're not just here to call ourselves out, we're here to call ourselves up. So, here are 5 ways that we get in our own way, but more importantly, how to get out of our way, how to get unstuck. First up, overthinking. You may think you're being smart by analyzing all the options, when really you're paralyzed by the fear of picking the wrong thing, picking the wrong path. So give yourself a good enough deadline. Stop focusing on perfection. I don't care who says otherwise, it doesn't exist. There will always be room for improvement in anything you do. So decide, take action, and learn as you go. Because clarity comes from movement, not from over-analysis. Not from over-analysis paralysis, y'all. Okay? Next up, number 2 is waiting for the quote unquote perfect time. I am so sorry to break it to you. There's no such thing. Perfect timing is a myth sold by our lovely friend Fear wearing a calendar. Life isn't going to pause and hand you a flawless window of opportunity. So waiting for perfect is like waiting for a unicorn to bring you your dream job. Cute, but not real. So try adopting a start before you're ready or a start ugly mindset. Launch the thing messy. Launch it before you're ready. You can clean it up later. I promise you, you will never feel 100% prepared. The good news, you don't need to. As the great Nike slogan goes, just do it. And if you need proof, go watch the first episode of literally any famous YouTuber or podcaster. We all start out crusty. Next up, number 3, my favorite of the bunch, is comparisonitis. This is the condition by which you constantly compare yourself to others. Stop that shit. You're not falling behind. You're not late to the party. You're just on a different path with a different timeline. So instead, try this. Curate your inputs. Mute accounts that trigger self-doubt and follow people who make you feel energized, not inadequate. And I know this one particularly is hard. Trust me. I empathize with all the young girls and boys growing up in this social media driven day and age. It's constant comparison. And I'll get personal for a moment. As someone who struggled with my weight growing up, I get it. It's hard to open Instagram every day and see all these models strutting their stuff, living these lavish lifestyles. It can absolutely mess with your head. So what did I do? I took a break from social media. I deleted my Instagram. I removed myself from the constant comparison so that I could focus on loving myself wholly and deeply. And now, years later, I decided to get back on socials for business purposes. But even so, the only way back was going to be with a different outlook, a different perspective, one in which comparison went out the window and I kept self-confidence at the core, always a constant, no matter what is going on around me. So do what you need to do for you. Don't worry yourself with what everyone else is doing. Next, number 4, procrastination. Often, procrastination is just avoidance in comfy clothes. It's a coping mechanism. It protects you from failure by keeping you from trying. But ironically, not trying is the fastest route to failure. So try this. Use the 5-minute rule. Literally set a timer and just do the thing for 5 minutes. That's it. Because getting started reduces resistance 9 times out of 10. Most of the time, starting is the hardest part. Once you're in motion, momentum takes over. Like, I don't know about you, but getting to the gym is always the most difficult part for me. Once I get there and I start the workout, it's not a problem. You just need to get there. Just start. You'll thank yourself later. And lastly, number 5, negative self-talk. Your inner critic is not the truth. It's just the loudest voice in the room sometimes. So practice cognitive reappraisal. And that's just a fancy term for reframing your thoughts. Instead of, I can't do this, try, this is hard, but I can figure it out. Small shift, big energy. And I've said this in a previous episode, but your thoughts shape your reality. So speak kindly to yourself. And today, I want to end with 3 simple, powerful shifts you can make today to start getting out of your own way. First up, talk to yourself like a teammate, not a critic. So think about the way a coach encourages an athlete. This is the best way that I can put it. They don't sugarcoat it, but they also don't belittle. So be real with yourself, but be kind and be encouraging. Next, do one thing that scares you today. Make the call, send the message, share your work, apply to that role, because courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And lastly, take care of your nervous system. Self-sabotage is often a sign your body is dysregulated. So drink water, go for a walk, sleep. No one makes great life decisions when they're exhausted and dehydrated. I know that from experience, okay? You can't thrive if you're running on fumes. Fill your gas tank. So the truth is, it really is you against you. But that's not a bad thing. It's honestly a powerful thing. Because if you are the barrier, then that means you are also the breakthrough. You don't need a new personality. You don't need 10 more certifications. You don't need everyone's approval. You just need to get out of your own way. So go. Take the next right step. You've got the tools now. Use them. You don't owe the world a flawless version of you. You owe yourself the chance to see what happens when you stop playing small. Because the truth is, it's you against you. And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Truth Is. If this hit home or resonated in a positive way, send it to someone who needs to hear it today. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss new episodes every other week. And if you're loving what you hear, please leave a rating or review. It really helps. You can always connect with me directly on LinkedIn, Natasha Bukhari, PHR, or shoot me a note at ttiwithtosh@gmail.com. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, I am newly on social, so you can also find me on TikTok at ttiwithtosh. Feel free to DM me directly there. Give your girl a follow because I'd love to hear from you. Your feedback is what helps shape the content of these episodes. And thank you for your continued support. Until next time, stay awesome, stay authentic, and above all, stay true to yourself. This is your girl, Tosh, signing off.